Hello everybody, my name is Herwe from Team Tier 3 and today I'd like to share with you my Phantom Knight deck profile that got a 9th place finish in the Remote Duel Invitational event hosted by an Italian organization, King of Games, that was sponsored by Konami. I also got a 1st place finish in the most recent Back2Duel tournament, and now just most recent I got a 2nd place finish this weekend in the Remote Duel Extravaganza tournament in the main event that was hosted by a Slovenian server. I am going to link below if you are interested in participating in their events. So yeah, the deck focuses on turning down to Cherubini and going into some fancy Phantom Knight plays with some Burning Abyss plays. The deck was actually a brainchild of myself and a very capable deck builder, Kempazzi. He got an idea for the combo, made the start of it, and I just helped him finish. And then we both refined the deck, so now I'm just playing it in the competitive scene. I think the deck is really broken, it competes real well with the current meta. It's very strong going first, going second, has a couple of issues, but they can be resolved by playing smartly and correctly. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the deck profile. Also, before we get into it, I just like to encourage you to like, share and subscribe the video if you liked it, and also dislike the video if you dislike it, and let me know in the comments what I should change about the videos in the future. So yeah, let's get into the deck profile. Welcome to the deck profile section of the video. First, let's get started with Phantom Knights of Thornscale. You play a playset of this bad boy. The newest Phantom Knight card came out in Phantom Rage. He's insanely broken. So when he is on the field, it's an ignition effect, which is very nice. You don't have to use it on summon. You can discard a card for cost to send a Phantom Knight card from the deck to graveyard. It doesn't have to be a Phantom Knight monster. You can also send a Fogblade or another PK card that you play as an extender, a Wings or let's say for example, or a Sword, to reborn a Phantom Knight. Also, when a Phantom Knight card is banished from the graveyard, you can special summon him. So you can special summon him from the graveyard. Next, you play 2 Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. You just send him to the graveyard with Bardiche, so you can banish him to search Boots. So yeah, his effect is to banish and to search a Phantom Knight name from the deck to your hand. Then we play 2 Silent Boots. We play 2 of both, just so we can have another one for grind, and so we can draw one for in our starting hand. The Boots is very strong because you can special summon him from your hand when you control a Phantom Knight monster, and also you can banish it from the graveyard to search a Phantom Knight spell or trap card, which is mostly Fogblade or Shade Brigandine. And lastly, from the PK stuff, you play 1 Phantom Knights of Ragged Gloves and 1 Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves. The Ragged Gloves, you can banish it from the graveyard to send a Phantom Knight card from your deck to the graveyard, the same as Thornscale, but just an ignition from the graveyard. And Stained Greaves, you can banish him from the graveyard to special summon a Phantom Knight monster from your hand, and you can increase its level by 1. And also, if you hold him in your hand and you special summon a Phantom Knight monster, you can special summon him from your hand and also increase the level by 1. The level increase is not mandatory. Very important to keep in mind. Then you play 3 of the best and worst card in your deck, Tour Guide. If you open Tour Guide without Kagemucha Knight and you have another starter, let's say the Thornscales, you most likely are going to go for Thornscale normal summon instead of Tour Guide, because if you get Gammad on Tour Guide without an extender that special summons itself on an empty board, you just hard pass your turn. But if it goes through, you summon one of these 3. You summon either Graf, Seer or Libic. Graf summons from deck, Seer summons from graveyard, and Libic summons from hand, and also negates the effect. You play this in case you draw either of these, and you cannot use their effect if you already used the one to special summon them. So we have to play the Libic to unbreak. Next, you play triple junk forward, a warrior extender, level 3, so it goes into Cherubini. You can special summon him when you have an empty board. Triple Gilasaurus, just a special summon whenever. He is really nice to keep in hand in case you get Nibiru or Gammad down the line. Nibiru actually doesn't hurt you that much, depends on your hand. And Gilasaurus is just a free special level 3, so you can enable your other extenders in hand in any time during your combo. Then you play a Jackalope and a Tsuchinoko. a really good extenders, a really good goon discards because you get an extra body, and also in case you really draw an unplayable and some bricks, they can potentially unbreak your hand. We also play triple psychic tracker, a psychic level 3 alongside with the psychic wielder. They both special summon themselves in defense if you control a level 3 monster, and they are also psychic, which will come in handy when we talk about a card down the line. Then we play 3 of the best cards in your deck alongside the Thorn Scale, which is Kagemucha Knight, because you can chain block your Tour Guide on summon. So you normal summon Tour Guide, use Tour Guide Chainlink 1, and then Kagemucha Chainlink 2 to special summon itself. And that is basically a full combo already. Then we play a Speedroid Terratop, special summon when there are no monsters on the field, and on summon he searches this bad boy, which is Taketomborg. You can special summon Taketomborg if you control a wind monster, which is the Terratop, or Appaloosa if you hard draw him, so he is not dead in your hand. Then we play an Aegim Saberburst, so we can send him to grave with Cherubini in case we draw one of our 2 bricks that we actually cannot draw, otherwise our combos are dead. This is one of those bricks, Renaud. You can special summon him with his old effect, the second effect, and he just gives you so much advantage. The Codebreaker 0 Day is a semi-brick, I guess, because you can special summon him from your hand, deck, or graveyard, so yeah, you can special him from the hand with the Codebreaker Link monsters. And we play the Dragoon targets. Next up, we play 1 Ghost Ogre, because she is a psychic, so that will come into play when I talk about Emergency Teleport. We play triple Ash, we play triple Ghost Bell, and we play triple Diddy Crow. I believe these are the best hand traps in the current format, alongside, I don't know, possibly Phantasme and Drone Blockbird, but I prefer these because these hurt Eldritch and Invoked and pretty much most decks in the meta, and also you have to play an extensive lineup of hand traps, because in current Yu-Gi-Oh! If you lose the die roll and you don't have any plan for going second, you just lose the game automatically, which is kind of sad. Then we play a DDR, so we can summon back our Renaud and a Living Fossil in case we draw DDR, or vice versa. Next we play a Rota to search Kagemucha Knight if we see Tour Guide, if not we search Thorn Scales with it so we can start our combos. A new addition to the deck, this has not yet been tested, and that is why I put an Ogre inside the deck, because Emergency Teleport, since it got reprinted, it's now much more affordable, so I got myself one. So you can play it, it's a quick play, it's an extender, and you can set it if you don't need the extender, so you can summon an Ogre, the Ghost Ogre, under your opponent's turn, so you get an extra interruption. Also, yeah, your wielders and the other ones are also psychic, like I said, so you can summon them. You play a Reborn, so you can summon out your Dragoon or extend combos, a Cold Bite to protect against hand traps, and a Red Fusion. This is the second hard brick you cannot draw, so you put it back with Aegim Saberburst. Lastly, but not least, we played triple Fogblade and a single Shade Brigandine. This card just wins the Dino matchup, also the Zoo sometimes, because you just Fogblade their Zoo and they cannot go into Zoos, and Shade Brigandine is used to summon a rank 4 Time Thief Readwear, and under Readwear you have a trap card, so that's an untargeting bounce, which is very strong in the current meta and just in general in Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, the extra deck. We play a Cherubini. It requires 2 level 3s. It has an effect to protect itself by sending a card you control to the graveyard, which comes up quite often and people usually don't know about that effect. But its main effect, or should I say its main cost for effect, is to send a level 3 monster from your deck to the graveyard to boost its attack. That's a cost, so many people try to ash it because they do not know how costs work, I guess. Then we play a Rusty Bardiche. Your main PK card, it's now unlimited, but you still only play 1 because you don't play enough PK stuff to actually have a reason to play more. And also it gets banished the second time and you also run out of resources. Yeah, but it's a very strong card. you can set a PK trap, so mostly Fogblade, from your deck and send a PK monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then we play the Codebreaker package, the Virus Swordsman and Virus Berserker. When this one is special summoned, if it is co-linked, it can special summon the level 4 effect monster I talked about to a pointer link monster points to. The effect monster also, I forgot to mention, has an effect which reduces any link monster's attack that points to it by 1k. So if you summon him under an Appaloosa pointer, Appaloosa loses 1000 attack, which means she loses 2 of her negates. And when you link them both into this guy, he special summons both of them back from the graveyard and also can destroy up to 2 spell trap cards your opponent controls, which is kinda nasty. We play an Appaloosa, as we summon her on our 6th summon, so opponent always has a window to Nibiru us, but if he does just before the summon, it doesn't matter because you still get your Cherubini from the grave, you still get your token that you turn into the Link Spider, so you can just combo off normally. Then you play a Linkuriboh, because you need to go with your Reno, which is Fire Warrior, into Linkuriboh, which is Dark, so we can combo with him and the Codebreaker monster and summon the Rusty Bardiche. Then we play Isolde, super strong card, it generates so much advantage. We can go into her almost always when we're trying to break boards to bait out negates. She searches a follow-up play and also sends a equip to summon Reno, which we already said generates so much advantage. We play an Anaconda, so we can end on Dragoon. We play a Sword and an Access Code. I was thinking about cutting one of them, but each one wins the game in a different scenario. I had the games where I was thinking about summoning Access Code, but he just wouldn't win the game and I didn't have enough resources to grind. So I made Boral Sword instead and managed to win the game. And yeah, if you're going to cut anything from the extra to include something like Leviar, I would probably cut this sword and keep the Access Code though. We play double Breaksword. You use one as a part of your combo and you use the second one to break boards if your opponent somehow manages to destroy your initial board, or should I say break your initial board. And when your Breaksword dies, he brings back your PKs 1 level higher, so they become level 4 and you can go into Time Thief Readwear. This is an excellent card because you gain your hand knowledge, you gain deck knowledge in standby phase, so most opponents just scoop in standby, so they prefer you don't see what they are playing instead of trying to break your board. And if they don't try to break your board, and would rather preserve the knowledge of what they are playing to themselves, you just don't have to bother winning the game by interrupting the right things. So he's just a free win. Also, non-targeting bounce, also a draw, also a draw from your deck if he has a spell, and also he can banish himself until the end phase, so he dodges stuff like evenly, and just generally a very broken card. And lastly, the Big Daddy Dragoon himself. Whoops. Then you got to have your tokens ready for your opponent's Nibiru. For the side deck, I play 1 Alpha and 1 Pankratops because Pankratops is limited, obviously. But I couldn't afford more Alphas and I don't think they're that good, but I had one and I had 1 extra spot in the side deck, so I thought why the hell not. Then we have triple Nibiru for combo matchups. You have to play a lot of hate for a specific matchup and side it all in because you're playing 60 cards and you want to see the cards actually in your starting hand. Then we play Gameciel because he's a good top deck, unlike Nibiru. Like drawing Nibiru for 6 cards is actually really painful sometimes. But yeah, I sided to 1 Gameciel, less Extravaganza, and I top decked it, and I was like, I'm sorry to do this to you, bro, but yeah, I top decked 1 of Gameciel that I sided. I play triple Lancia just for virtual world rogue players and for Dino matchup when I go second and I know they're going to go first. But yeah, if I go first, Fogblades are usually enough to stop the Dino matchups. I play triple Cyclone and a Feather Duster for the Eldritch matchup as well as some rogue Gurus or Salamangreats or whatever control whatever control decks are there, like Alter Guys, let's say. And you get your triple cards that you put, 3 cards, 3 types, monster, spell, trap, that you put under readware so you can keep track in the remote duels what you got. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'll just set up some cards to show you a quick combo. That's going to be the tour guide and Kagemucha combo I talked about. And after that, yeah, I'll see you at the combo. Okay, here we are at the deck profile's end. We're going to showcase you a combo with tour guide and Kagemucha Knight. So first of all, you normal summon your tour guide. This is a combo without interruptions. These will be probably extenders, but so you can play through interruptions. But yeah, so this is a combo showcase without an opponent having an interruption. You normal summon tour guide, use tour guide effect as chain link 1, and use Kagemucha Knight as chain link 2. You special summon your Kagemucha Knight, and with tour guide you special summon the graph from your deck. Then you link your graph and tour guide, leaving Kagemucha on the table because he is a dark, which comes quite handy sometimes. You summon your Cherubini. Now you use a graph effect to special summon Seer from your deck. Afterwards, you use all 4 to link into Appaloosa. Now Appaloosa hits the table, she has 3 negates. I'll take a dice so we can keep track of the negates. Yeah, your Appaloosa now has 3 negates, and you trigger your Seer in grave, targeting Cherubini. You special summon Cherubini from the grave. Now you can use Cherubini safely, without a fear of Gamma or something else. You send your Aegim Sabers to the grave. Usually you would send Graph or an extender of other kind, but here we just use Aegim for fun. Now we're going to use the Aegim, so yeah, one more reason to send Aegim is to have recurring resources every turn. So now we link summon with those. We play the Codebreaker. Codebreaker on summon summons the Codebreaker 0-day from your deck to the link pointer. This is a moment where your opponent can hand trap you because Appaloosa loses 1k and she's on 1. But yeah, I guess she still has a negate. Now you link summon them. Link off into Virus Berserker. On summon, use effect to summon back both. This positioning is quite important. You need to have Codebreaker in the middle zone and the other one in the leftmost zone. On resolution, you link off. You summon your Isolde. Isolde triggers effect on summon, searches a turn scale for follow-up turn. Now you use Isolde's second effect, sending for cost a DDR to summon from your deck Reno. On summon, Reno uses effect, adds DDR back to hand. Now you link off the Reno, summoning Link Rebo, linking Link Rebo and Codebreaker. You summon out your Rusty Bardiche in the middle zone, so you have an extra link pointer. Now you use your Rusty's effect. You send to grave a Cloak to set a Fogblade. Now you're going to use your Cloak effect to search, summon Boots to hand. You special summon your Boots, and you use DDR, discarding a random card, to bring back the Cloak. Now you overlay both, DDR goes to grave. You summon the Breaksword to the pointer of Rusty. Now Rusty triggers and pops your Breaksword, which triggers in grave to summon back both the PK monsters you destroyed. Here it is important to summon the Ancient Cloak in this zone, since we're going to use his effect later to boost Appaloosa for 800. Upon resolution, you use your Boots and your Isolde, and you link summon into Anaconda. Now you use Anaconda to turn Appaloosa into a dark attributed monster, so you can use the Cloak, put him into defense position to boost Appaloosa by 800 until your opponent's end phase. So you get one extra monster negate during your opponent's turn. Now you're going to use your Boots, banish them. Let's put in the banish pile here, and you'll search for your Shade Brigandine. You're going to set your Shade Brigandine and activate. You can activate it at the same turn you set it, because you control no trap cards in your graveyard. You special summon it, and then you overlay into zone under Appaloosa into Redoer. And after that, you use your Anaconda effect, send the fusion and the materials to summon out the Dragoon. So you summon Dragoon in the rightmost zone, so it isn't able to be stolen by your opponent's, let's say, Geonator Transverser if anybody plays it. It's the only safe zone currently in Yu-Gi-Oh! That it cannot be targeted by Link Pointer monster effects, something like that. And yeah, you also summon Redoer in this zone, so you can have an empty zone to bring back the Break Sword when your Fogblade goes to grave, and you get a pop from Bardiche. That is really important in the Dino matchup. Also remember you have Link Rebo in your grave against Dinos, so when they summon a token, you just Link Rebo, now you have a full board. And yeah, remember to use Redoer's effect, detaching the trap when your opponent has Dragoon, and then just negating Dragoon, Dragoon gets bounced. Always use Redoer in standby, don't be like me and forget about the effect most of the times. And yeah, this is a pretty nice board. You've got an Omni negate, you have 4 monster negates, non-targeting bounce to the top of the deck, might I add, a Fogblade negate, and a pop. And also you have a Torn Skills, which is a full combo follow-up, alongside a random card, which can be a hand trap, and also discard for Goon. And you have a draw for turn. This is stacked, but yeah, you can draw into something else. And that will do it for the combo tutorial. If you're interested in other combos for let's say with Torn Scales and an extender, or what do you do when you draw one of your breaks, I can do a separate video showcasing all the different lines of play. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, as I said, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, dislike it. Comment what you would like changed, and yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.